What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers Without Filters podcast. This is episode 29, and I'm your host, Jacob Thompson. Tonight, I'm drinking an Oberon.
I'm Joseph, and I've got a Sierra Nevada hazy little thing.
I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking Miller High Life again. I drink all my Oberons.
It's a staple, man.
It really is.
And I'm Dayton, and I'm drinking Key Lime LaCroix.
You're weak.
La Croix.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was drinking LaCroix because we had our barrel this weekend, and I'm just sick of beer. And then we have senior walk on Friday, and I'm not ready.
I mean, to me, this is retribution. I wasn't feeling good, so I couldn't drink, at all. I had, 2 glasses of beer, which sucked because we got, nice keg beer.
Yeah.
I mean, we also had a keg of Labatt, but...
Hey, that Labatt was pretty good.
It's gone.
Yeah, we actually got through all of the beer. Which I'm surprised.
Did we really?
Mm-hmm. I lifted it up.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have an excuse to drink and my stomach doesn't want to, commit seppuku. I'm cool with it.
Josh threw up today, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's from the same McDonald's we had from Friday.
It's just
Maybe a
long
delayed
fuse.
reaction. Yeah.
Because it was a solid, 2 days
Yeah.
from that McDonald's. That's the only point that makes sense.
It's a big yikes, man.
Yeah. Don't eat McDonald's, kids.
Don't do it. Don't scarf it down at 8:30 p.m. on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Don't need to tell me twice.
I need 2 McDoubles and a McChicken in the span of 10 minutes.
God.
Well, thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. Remember, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud for your listening pleasure. Tonight we're doing a topic that was submitted to us by our boy Sean, who couldn't make it tonight to actually be on the podcast, but shout out to Sean. I know you're listening to this. So we're going to do our top 3 best and top 3 worst memories from our time.
Or
at
how
Michigan
many we
Tech.
can get to.
How many we can get to, but just the good and bads of our time at Michigan Tech. We'll start with the bad ones, so we end on good ones. But Gabe, do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
You can start.
All right, let me pull up my list here.
I've got a couple, but I wanna feel it out before.
So this first one you guys are all very familiar with. All right, Halloween.
Oh, man.
2 years ago.
We talked about it on the podcast a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah. So this is our 3rd year at Tech, and it was Halloween, and I hadn't really gotten super drunk up until this point, I would say.
Not that we knew.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten super drunk, but we're going to our friend's house. I think it was my first time going to this house. It was a Love Shack, which
Yeah.
we called it. So the first time going to Love Shack, so I wanted to have a good time, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
We're
good friends with the people that live there.
I wanted to have fun, you know. So we're pre-gaming over here at the house, right? And I got a bottle of Captain Morgan 100 proof.
It's lovely referred to as the death room in the house because
After this night, it was referred to as the death room.
then he pawned it off to me, and then I also go with your story.
Yeah.
But I also got super drunk.
So I got this death rum, right? I'm like, this stuff tastes pretty good, and so I had a couple pulls of it, and then I mixed it with Werner's and had some more, and then I took some more pulls. And, basically, I'd had about 7 shots within an hour.
This is 100 proof.
100
so
proof.
It's 50% alcohol.
Yeah. So, and I was feeling fantastic. And it was a Halloween party, so we were dressed up. So I was dressed up as BoJack Horseman, wearing a horse mask. And then our boy Max was dressed up as Todd, who's another character from that show. And so a couple's costume kind of.
And the funny part is in the show, for those of you who don't watch, BoJack is an alcoholic and is drunk a lot of the time in the episode. So it was very fitting. And Todd usually cleans up his messes.
Yeah. So, it's time to head out to the party. We're walking there, right? So I'm walking. I'm just being super obnoxious and loud,
Dude,
You
were so fucking loud.
And I'm like, I kept calling Max Todd. I'm like, Todd, where? Because I couldn't see shit out of this horse mask. I'm like, Todd, where are you? Hold my hand.
I don't know why you had to keep it on. We were walking to the party.
So yeah, I was just having a great time being belligerent. We're walking over and everybody's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, nah. So we get to the party, walk in, feeling great until about 5 minutes in, and I'm like, I need to vomit immediately. So we find one of the girls who lives there, and I'm like, I need to puke now. So she brought me upstairs, and she put my head in a bucket, and I was there for the rest of the night. And it was The worst experience of my entire life.
The best part about this is he's right by the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember like walking up to the bathroom. There's like a small crowd in the corner. Like, what the fuck is going on? You're just dead.
Yeah, I'm just dead in the hallway. My head in a bucket. I couldn't even lift up my head because I would get nauseous.
Yeah.
So I literally was face down in a bucket for probably 2 hours.
You were there for a while.
And then Alan hooked up a ride to get me home. One of our friends was driving, sober driving. So, but I couldn't even like open my eyes because I was getting nauseous. So I just had my head down, eyes closed, and he just like carried me, like arm around my shoulder, carried me out of there, got in the car, and I just felt and heard everything. So my eyes were closed. Drove me home, got me in here, put my head in the first floor toilet. I was there for another probably 2-3 hours. So Alan took care of me.
Yes.
For like an hour.
Yes.
And then and I'm just like, by the way, I'm just crying. It's like one of those times when you just like hate your life and you're just like, I'm the worst person. I regret everything, and you're just crying about your entire what's wrong with your life.
Wait till we get to one of my stories.
I was just in the worst spot. And then so Alan's like, I can't do this anymore. So he goes upstairs, and Joseph was already home.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, you gotta tag in on Jacob. And Joseph's like, whatever. And then so
here's the thing, though. I was in bed.
Yeah.
In my underwear, sleeping. And I hear a knock on the door. I'm like, for fuck's sake, like, what is going on? Like, I'm drunk, like, I had been drinking all night. So, like, oh, God, what is it? And I open the door, and there's Al, and he goes, Jacob's dying, and I've been taking care of him for 3 hours. Can you please tap in for me? And I'm like, okay, because I know Jacob would do the same for me. I'll do it for him. And so I came down, and you were curled over a toilet.
And what did I ask you to do, Joseph?
The first thing you say, I sit down, and I'm like, Jacob, what do you need? And you're like, I need you to take my phone and put on a podcast. And I'm like, what? He's like, just please put on the first podcast on the list. I don't care what it is. Just play something. So I play it, and I'm there. I'm rubbing his back, making him feel...
And the podcast is like an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. And then it ends. And he's like, put on another one, please. just hit next. I'm like, all right, man, you got it.
I think you eventually got me to bed around like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But Jesus fucking Christ, never again, man. That was the worst night of my life.
That feeling when you're just so drunk, you just want it to be over, is awful. So
and you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to wait it out.
And that's the worst part. You're just in for a ride.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck.
And somehow you can keep vomiting and like spitting for like 5 hours. Like it's fucking insane.
For sure.
But yeah, that was bad. That was one of my worst memories of Michigan Tech.
That's fair.
Joseph, you're up next. I know you said a few days ago you already heard some worst ones.
I already have. You know what?
Kinda
I
sad
heard
that
worst three
first.
memories, and they came almost immediately. So I'll save my drinking story for later because I want to follow drinking with drinking because everyone's got a bad night of drinking. So mine happened. Well, kind of happened freshman year. Happened more so second year. I broke up with my girlfriend, who had been my girlfriend since high school. She was my first girlfriend, and it was just a whole mess. She still hates me. It's been 2 years. I don't feel great about it. I've come to terms with it. She won't make eye contact with my family.
I mean, she's kind of the worst. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can't really put that all on you.
No, I know.
I mean, if she can't even look at you over 2 years,
No, I know.
No matter how shitty you ended it, it had to be so bad. I know the circumstances, and they were not that bad to warrant 2 years.
Oh, I know. And at first, it made me feel really bad. She hates me. I must have done something really wrong. Mm-hmm. And then, the more and more it went, I was like, wait a second. She can't be that resentful over something I did. It has to be something on her side.
Yeah.
I feel fine now. Yeah. And so, after a while, I just kind of came to terms with it. But, I mean, Gabe, you remember me afterwards. I was pretty rough for...
Yeah, you got sad drunk quite a bit.
Yeah, I did.
Which was, really, rough to, how do you even handle that?
Yeah. And
you take away the bottle.
Well, most of the time we're getting drunk too. So it's my ability to take care of people is, going down.
Yeah. So, and especially too, because like I like to think usually I'm pretty happy and
Yeah.
like pretty lighthearted about things
Mhm.
for the most part. So I don't know. It was definitely hard on me.
Yeah,
And
it was rough.
that.
I mean, obviously you're better now, but
yeah. So
damn.
yeah.
Breakups suck.
Mhm.
I wouldn't know, but
I'm just assuming they don't sound fun.
I've watched a lot of them. Anyway,
Rom-coms.
no, they're my friends.
Just got a bucket of popcorn in the background. Wake up.
Some great dialogue in this. All right, Gabe, what do you got?
Well, I mean, since there was a break from drinking, I'm just gonna go to drinking. So for my memories, best and worst, I've decided not to do like specific ones, but like general feelings. So there's probably like 3 or 4 times that I was drunk beyond like I was describing before, where you just want it to end immediately. The first time I got really drunk was actually with Joseph's girlfriend.
Who was my ex at the time?
Yeah, I went over to her dorm, and her friend drank all the time, so I just assumed, she was gonna give me the hookup. She was gonna pace me correctly. Mind you, this woman is
5'3",
5'3".
if that.
She's around 100 pounds. She's not a big girl at all.
Tiny.
And I didn't know how.
I thought she was the first time I'd met this girl. I thought it was her actual roommate's younger sister, like just small person.
Right. So like I didn't know really like how to pace myself, and like the first time you get drunk, you want to know like where your limits are,
Yeah.
and you want to know what feels good, and like when you're. At this point, we know we're one drink away from like having a bad time.
Yeah.
Unless you're taking shots or like pulls, then you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But man, that first time was fucking rough because she was just pushing. Like the moment we finished a drink, oh, here's another one. Here's another one. We probably had like 6 drinks of them, under an hour, probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was just dead the rest of the night. Cooper had to pick me up. Well, like he like came from our dorm to her dorm. And then this last 90s party was really rough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast before, but Patty came from Marquette. And
You're such an idiot, dude.
Yeah. You say this after the Halloween story.
I know. That was my first time getting blasted.
So she gives me this growler of an IPA I really like. It's a craft IPA. And she's like, I got this for your party. And I thought you'd like it. And I was like, you know what? Like I was saying before, I know where my limits are for like hangovers and drinking. So I've never really gotten past that in a long time. So I'm like, I'm going to get a little extra drunk tonight. It's a party. It's going to be great.
What percent was this beer?
It's like 7 or 8. And our growler is how many pints? Is it
4.
4 pints? Okay. Yeah, I finished that in an hour. I did not last that long in the party.
Dude, you were fucking gone. I'm like, where is Gabe? He's like, oh, he is.
So before I knew it, I was in the tub naked puking with Patty rubbing my back. And the reason I was naked is because I was puking and I was like, man, people normally puke on their clothes. I'm not going to do that. So I stripped down and I got into the bathtub. And luckily Patty was the one who opened the door. But
Yeah.
wow. I was like sobbing. I'm like, Patty, I'm sorry. I suck. And she's like,
dude.
You don't suck, Gabe. I'm like, yes, I do. And I was like crying.
That's exactly where I was. I was just like, nobody's ever gonna love me. Like all this shit. Like it was bad, dude.
And it was just like shit that I like never really thought. But oh my god, I was in such a dark place.
Are we good in the audio?
So
Yeah. Cell just popped up randomly.
Dude, you gotta.
I don't.
Got that Cortana.
I don't know why.
Gotta do your taxes again.
Yeah. But that just those general feelings.
Yeah.
I don't like.
No.
You
Yeah.
know.
It's rough.
Dude.
Rough stuff, dude.
I don't think I
That
made it past
time
midnight.
in the dorms. It was so funny hearing the next day, the first time you drank.
I thought you were talking about the time I pissed in the trash in the dorms.
No, not that one. But the story you're telling first, I remember hearing it the next day, and like getting texts from you for a little bit,
Oh,
and then they stopped.
Because I was talking to a girl.
Yeah,
And they took my phone because, like, you can't talk to a girl when you're drunk. I'm like, fuck you, yes I can. And I was crawling on my stomach looking for my phone.
because they hid it.
They hid it in a boot, and I knew that, but they swapped the boot, so I'm crawling looking for boots on the floor. Oh my god.
God damn. Alright, Dayton.
And then the next day,
Oh gosh.
we spent all day watching YouTube videos, and Cooper made you soup. We sat in your room
I felt so
and
bad.
watched, YouTube videos, and you just ate your Campbell's chicken noodle soup that Cooper had for you.
Yeah, I didn't even walk to the dining hall.
Oh, that was...
God damn.
That was right downstairs.
No, there was a weekend.
Oh, it was a weekend.
The weekend you have to walk over to Watts.
Yeah. Should have figured that you weren't day drinking freshman year.
Yeah. I distinctly remember talking to Dayton, like, he drank later, but there was one point he was like, I will never drink on weekdays.
Yeah, I remember you.
And then it cuts to, like, a summer, and he's, like, Thursday jumping on our garage roof. Anyways.
People change. People change.
Dayton hit me with a bad memory.
Number one bad memory is just walking in from a long hard day's work at school. This is second year.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing no one in the room, and then I look over to Joseph's bed and his girlfriend is just sitting there. Because this would happen every day for multiple hours out of the day when neither of us were there. She would just be in our room. So if I'm like, oh, nice, like, I'm just going to go, like, relax in my room.
Dude, you couldn't even jerk off. Which is already hard to do in the dorms anyways.
Yeah, but, like, it was just so annoying because I would be working on homework literally from, like, 8 a.m. until, like, 10 p.m. And I'd get back and, like, I would see her. And I'd probably see you too, except I wasn't focused on you. I was focused on her. I was like, this bitch is seriously always in my fucking room. When I would like just randomly go to like my room like in between classes, like if I didn't have homework to do, and see her there, like lights off, and she's just like on Joseph's bed, like on her laptop watching some stupid ass like nail painting video,
Nail polish video.
Like come on, like
There was that in mobile
Where was
games.
her dorm?
Watts.
Yeah, she's in one.
Wasn't even that far away.
It's like, what, maybe a block worth of distance?
No, it's not that far.
Well, if you're starting from campus, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that much farther.
You have to cross one street.
Yeah, that's...
That number one worst
Well,
experience.
she hated her roommates, so she was a roommate, right?
Second year she did.
So she just hung out with you.
Yeah.
Go to the fucking library.
or even like the ballroom, or not the ballroom, like a study room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
other...
the ballroom's nice too.
Yeah.
DHH.
Get out of my damn space, woman.
All
Yeah,
right.
because I remember I would like leave for class and come back and she would just still be there. It's like, I've been gone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Jack shit. That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
All right, my first best memory, and I was gonna just want to laugh at it first, just because whatever, why not? So it is also associated with Love Shack again, and this is more of just like a group memory, just combines a lot of things,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes down to what. So on Saturday, like a couple days ago, we went to Love Shack for their senior barrel, and we're there, and we're just dancing as we always do there. We always have a good time there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just dancing, and there's the two girls who live there who we're friends with. Like, they're great friends, and they're always, they just go hard on the dance floor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. And I'm just dancing, and I'm just looking, and they're just dancing together as they always do. And I'm like, fuck. I'm never going to be able to do this ever again. You know? I'm never going to be able to come to Love Shack and dance with these two girls again. And that made me really sad. So I wanted to, like, imprint that, like, memory, like, in my brain. So that's just kind of, like, the...
Every other Love Shack experience except for the first one.
Except for the first one, yeah. Like, I just want to, like, group all of the Love Shack memories together. And just kind of us going out in general, you know?
I
Just
mean, Halloween
us having
2018 was pretty fun.
Yeah, yeah, when we were Thought Team 6.
Got Team 6.
That was a
fucking
blast.
That was
awesome.
super fun.
Everyone loved our costume. It was
That was
so great.
such a fun night. there were so many people that were like squinting at the back of our shirts, and, and then I just walk up to him like, okay, let me explain.
It takes some thought, but you know what? It's worth it.
Take some thought.
Yep.
There was one thing I found out at Mission Deck is that O House brings the party. All right, when we show up to places, we start dancing.
Drop the hammer.
And things start happening. So I'm gonna miss that a lot though, especially Love Shack, because we were really good friends with them, and they're like we were saying the other night, Dayton. It's like they're like party friends. You know, like we don't really talk to them outside of parties that much. You know,
really
or if at all. You know, like if I see them on campus, I say hi, but we don't really like stop and chat. But you know, at parties we're like the best of friends. You know, so. It's kind of bummer we're going to see him.
We'll join houses.
The fight against Thanos.
It's a Game of Thrones reference, but okay. Joseph got it.
Alright, Joseph, give me a good memory.
Thanos is Game of Thrones.
Thanos.
So Gabe's going to remember this one really well. You two were not there, sadly. So this was the first day I moved in to school freshman year. And we went, it was hot as balls, and of course there's no AC in the dorms. So we went swimming in the portage.
Princess Point.
Yeah, Princess Point. And that was fun. You know, it was like us as a hall, like our RA kind of talked us all into it. And we were all like, nah, at first. And then, you know, it's like, all right, yeah, it's hot. Like,
My parents were still there.
Yeah. It's like, do we hang out with our parents?
Yeah,
you know?
but I was like, wait, I can't not have friends.
Yeah.
I'll still have parents.
So we went swimming, and it was like a blast because like the water was cold and it was hot out, and so whatever. So we come back, and like a group of us of about 8 of us. We were the only first years really, I think, in that group. Second years or
what? First years.
We were all in the same hall, and we kind of met each other throughout the day as we were moving in. So we kind of had a rough idea, and we just started hanging out and talking, and I think we got like food together and whatever. And then I think we were up until like 1 a.m. just sitting in the hallway talking and like getting to know each other and like just telling stupid ass stories about high school and trying to impress everybody.
Yeah.
And I just remember like how much fun that and like most all of freshman year really was, like just hanging out with and meeting you guys and everything like that. And I think that's probably my top memory of college is just...
That was a really good night. That was, like, really important for me because I was just so scared.
Yeah.
Like, inside, like, obviously, on the outside, you have a positive exterior about it. But.
Yeah, you don't want to not meet people and then, you know, just kind of be stuck. Yeah, no, and it all worked out that, you know, most of that group lives in this house, you know, now, so...
I mean... Few, you know, made the cut, or
a
few didn't.
I wasn't even there yet, so...
We added a couple... Well, neither was Dayton. We added a couple along the way.
I was off doing my own thing for the first, probably semester and a half.
Yeah, you went Thermopylae.
You started hanging out with us during first semester.
Did I?
Yeah. Because I rode downstate with you for winter break. That was the first time I rode down with you and Leah. And that was when Joe and Leo were still dating.
I was going to ask if that was when that was still going on. Yeah.
Alright, Gabe, what's a good mem?
So mine's in a similar vein as my number one is friends, for sure. Just, it really bums me out. We got 2 weeks left in this house, and some people are going pretty far away. Some people are staying. Some, you know, it all depends.
I think you're going the furthest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's temporary. I'm gonna be back in like 3 months after that. But yeah, just looking back, I've been looking like through some old photos and like other stuff. I mean, obviously, I've changed a ton as a person. I was 17 when I came here, so I've matured a lot and like developed a different type of personality. But I feel. I don't know if I mentioned... I think I mentioned in the high school episode where, like, I feel like in high school, I never really had super close friends. We never really clicked on a personality level. But I felt like I've met a lot of really cool people. And I've never been the most outgoing person. But I feel like I can always walk around campus and see somebody or, like, have a conversation with them. And I just have a lot of really good memories just from us, like, going to parties or... You know, going on like the trips we did first year, we did like, you know, like the snowshoeing and it's all sorts of different stuff. It changed over the years, but you know, we still hung out. started to meet people.
Yeah.
And that's something I think that not everybody gets, you know. Something you gotta be thankful for.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Dato?
I think mine are probably just spending the summers up here working.
Mm-hmm.
Working at the Great Lakes Research Center. And yeah.
When you also worked at the GLRC?
No. You know what I meant.
You wish.
Yeah, I'm not qualified enough.
But yeah, I mean, it was really nice because, I mean, it's kind of hard to get nice, you know, warm weather up here in Houghton unless you're here from like June to August.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was up here, so yeah. And the people that stayed up here the first summer was pretty nice, and then the second summer was alright. didn't have as many of us up here, but it was
You
still
missed
fun.
part of it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
There was 4 of us the first summer. That's like, we moved in the day school ended. We moved into this house.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just fucking blast.
Yeah.
Super fun. Work kind of sucked, but
Your work sucked.
yeah, half of it. I worked at campus, but man,
My work.
the summer up here is fucking amazing.
Well, I'm excited. I'm gonna be here this summer, but you guys won't be here, obviously.
Yeah,
but I'm
it only
excited.
got warm for like 2 days, 3 days.
That was really, really rainy.
Yeah,
That summer.
yeah, it was. But it like June, I think it only hit like 80 tops.
Well, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just a fucking great summer.
Well, let's round back to the worst category. Right now, I want to preface this by saying I've done some really dumb shit to try to date women. All right. You know, first one, there's this girl I wanted to go out with first year, and I ended up, she was training for a marathon. So, like, yeah, I'll get up at 6 a.m. with you every morning and go run. Fucking terrible idea, Joseph. All right, I ran 13 miles for this woman, and didn't even end up working out. So that, you know, scratch that one off the list.
I mean, at least you got healthy-ish.
Yeah. Another one,
Yeah, whatever.
Another one I just did this girl's homework for. Bad idea. Well, let's get out. Let's nail down.
Alright, no, wait, is this the person from this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's nail down the worst experience, which was winter camping.
I was gonna say this is out of order.
Yeah, it's out of order. This
Oh,
we gotta end on the worst one, which is fucking winter camping, Gabe. All right. Jesus fucking Christ. So last February, so like not
this
not
past
2 months
year.
ago, but like 14 months ago. I was talking to this girl. We went on a few dates. Things were going pretty okay, and you know, we were trying to plan to do something, maybe stay together or something like that. She's like, "Oh, I'm going winter camping, and you should come." And I'm like, you know, I've camped before. You know, I've done some camping in my day. I've never done winter camping, but I'm like, I would survive. You know, I could survive this. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go. All right. So it's me, her, and one of our friends. I won't say for this. So it's the 3 of us. And, you know, it's out at Breakers. And there's snow everywhere. Like, there's still fucking snow.
Breakers is on the water.
Breakers
Lake
is on
Superior,
the... Yeah, it's on
which
Lake Superior.
Always fucking cold.
Yeah. So the path to
It's
drive...
on the west side too, so all the wind comes that way. All the weather hits
It's
that
always
first.
fucking windy.
Yeah, it's windy and cold. So now normally, like in the summer or whatever, there's like you can drive into like a parking lot, but it was winter, so it was blocked off. So we had to like park on the road and then walk in. I didn't have snowshoes, you know. I'm just going in there, all right. So it's about a quarter mile
Just
hiking through
sinking
the
every
snow.
step.
Yeah. So I get there and she and the other guy were already there, like setting up. So I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. So I get in, you know, and they're setting up. So like, you know, get my shit together, and then
Oh, you hiked out alone.
yeah, because they're already there.
I didn't know
Because
that.
they had snowshoes.
Yeah, but it was
Or did
one-
you drive together?
No, I drove separately, and I
Oh.
didn't have snowshoes. But anyway,
Yeah.
it was still light out, so I found my way, because I know I've been there before. So I get to where they are, they're sitting some trees, and you know, we're setting up camp or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what am I going to fucking do? I mean, fucking winter camping. And we just ended up burning, like, making a fire, and then just, like, talking, and then going to bed.
Wait a second, you can do that anywhere.
Well, the problem is that's back when my anxiety was kind of bad, so I, like, couldn't really eat. Which is not good if you're trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't eat very much or drink very much. And I'm out in the fucking cold. And it was, like, when I got there, honestly, it was fine. Like, I had a lot of layers on and I was doing okay. And then we fucking go to bed, alright? And it's dark and it's windy. And I'm such an idiot, Joseph. I broke the cardinal rule of camping. I only brought one pair of socks. like a
Ooh.
fucking idiot. And then, of course they got wet.
Yeah.
Because there's snow everywhere. So I'm laying in the tent, you know, in my sleeping bag with wet socks. And I'm just fucking freezing, dude. We had like a little like heater, like space heater type deal with that was like
those propane things.
yeah,
So dangerous.
yeah, it was super dangerous. Exposed flame. Yeah, didn't do shit. All right, and I'm literally shivering. I couldn't sleep. I was so cold. I'm dying. I look over to see if the girl had any sympathy for me. No, she had no sympathy. No, like I was maybe some cuddle action. No, nothing.
No cuddle action.
Was she sleeping?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. We were all kind of like waking up, going back to bed, but I couldn't sleep at all. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna fucking die. Like I was so fucking cold. And by the way, this is on a Tuesday night. All right, this is a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I had class the next morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah, you stole my shower slot. Still salty.
Yeah.
Don't care if you're about to die.
So basically, 5 or 6 a.m. rolls around, and I'm like, I'm fucking done. Like I literally have to leave, or I'm going to like lose my feet. My feet were numb. I couldn't even feel my feet. So, you know, I'm like, fuck it, I'm leaving. And thankfully, they had done the tent stuff, so I didn't have any like tent. I said to get my pack together. So like, I get outside the tent, and I didn't have like good boots. I had like those leather shoes I have.
Yeah.
So they had just frozen solid. So I couldn't even get my fucking shoes on. So I just like shoved them on my numb feet. And I couldn't feel anything. So I shoved them on, right? And it had snowed overnight, Gabe. So the path that we walked in had like blown over, so I couldn't see where the fucking trail was. And if you're not on like the path, you're in like deep snow. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm wearing a pack, heavy pack. Okay, no snowshoes. And I have to get back to my car. And I know the general direction, but I don't know where the path was. So I start going, and I'm just like pissed off and cold and in pain and hungry. And I start walking, and I get off the path, and I'm just going in fucking waist deep snow, right? And I fall down in, and I can't get back up because my pack is so heavy. And like,
I'm surprised you didn't die.
Dude, I almost broke out in tears. I was so upset. Like, I thought I was gonna fucking die there. I eventually like get to my car, just move my fucking leg to like push my foot into the steering thing so I couldn't feel anything. And I eventually get home, get in the shower, and like skip my classes that day because I'm like, I would have almost fucking died. I was so upset. And it was not worth it at all. me and the girl barely talked at the winter camping. Like, things were like a weird vibe. And like, dude, one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my entire life. And I hated every minute of it.
I mean, it's a great story.
It's a great story. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I didn't have anything that bad happen.
Yeah, I'm never winter camping ever again.
No.
I've never come that close to death with my stupid shit.
Guess that you've done your fair share of stupid shit.
Yeah, I've not come close to death.
Well, speaking of stupid shit, Joseph, what's your next bad memory?
So, last year, Dayton went to New Zealand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he left right in the middle, or like kind of during winter carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we didn't have class. So we're like, hey, let's throw Dayton a going away party, right? We got a keg of beer, which was bigger than we previously we had ordered.
Yeah, did we order a...
We ordered a quarter barrel and they gave us a half.
Yeah. So we already had twice as much beer as what we were expecting.
And we hadn't invited a lot of people either.
No.
Or like not like an obscene amount.
No, it wasn't. It was like, we've got a lot of beer. This is gonna go bad. So you know,
And
got that going for me.
Max's mom and sister were up.
Yeah, and one of my best friends from high school was up.
Yeah.
And he brought that dog,
Cutest
adorable,
dog ever.
little
so
white
cute.
lab. It was or golden
Yeah,
retriever.
white golden retriever.
Yeah. It was Anyway, so my friend's up, and we get a keg of beer. We invited Dayton invited a bunch of people because it's his going away party. So it was all people he wanted to like say, hey, I'm heading out. He's gonna be back. But either way, it was an excuse to drink. And so I had just turned 21, and for my birthday, my sister had gotten me these mugs, and so I was like, I got these glass mugs, like these beer mugs. I'm gonna use one of these tonight.
You look like a man.
Yeah. And so I started drinking, and you know, as I do, and it's Pickaxe, like it's a light beer, you know.
Some good ass pickaxe.
You can just down it. You just throw it back.
It goes down pretty easy.
And you don't even notice. So I'm drinking, and you know, this is so my friend comes up and asks me, what beer is that? And I was like, oh, this is like 4 or 5, I'm pretty sure. He's like, oh, okay. So then, a little bit later, he asked me again. And I respond with, I'm pretty sure this is like 6. The next day, he told me he'd watch me drink 5 beers in between that course. For reference. So then, I don't know what happens much after that. I know I have to puke, so I go up to the only open bathroom, which wasn't open, because Gabe was in it, peeing. And I was like, I need to throw up right now, but I'm not moving because if I go any like too much time, then I'm gonna puke wherever I end up. So I end up puking in the shower.
Yeah.
And then eventually I get moved over to the toilet when Gabe leaves. And then Max has to pee, so he's like, I'll pee on over his head if I have to. And I'm like, just pee in the shower. He's like, okay.
This is before we learned the magic of sink pissing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
So there's that. And okay, so for my reference, for what I thought, I was over the bathtub for maybe 45 minutes. Moved over to the toilet for maybe an hour. My girlfriend came over, she put a blanket on me and she got me over to my bed and I went to bed. Woke up feeling like shit the next morning. And I'm like, hey, thanks for taking care of me last night, you know, whatever. And she's like, yeah, you better be thankful. I'm like, wow, okay. Like, I would...
Don't need this sass right now.
Yeah, like, my head hurts, you know, like, what's going on? She's like, how long do you think you were over the toilet? And I was like, 45 minutes max. And she's like, no, you were over the toilet for 3 hours. I'm like, what time did I go to bed? It was like midnight. And she's like, it was 3 a.m. So that was the first time I had blacked out. And I was disappointed because Dayton was leaving like shortly after. And so I didn't really get to, I mean, I guess I did get to say goodbye. But it was like, I wanted to be there for Dayton. This was about Dayton, not me, and I like fucked it up, and I just, again, miserable, like puking into the toilet for...
Classic.
Yeah, so...
The first of many times you would black out.
Yeah.
Yes, that started a long string.
Yeah.
But none have been nearly as worse.
That just taught you that it was possible.
Well, and then it scared me, because it's like, wait, because I was like, oh man, I missed this song, because we like made a playlist, and like... And I saw Snapchats the next day of like songs being played. I was like, oh man, like I like this song, like I missed it. And then I saw me in the video. And I was like, I know for a fact I did not listen to this song.
Lights on, no one's home.
Pretty much. And apparently like a song came on. And so I hate the song Cotton Eye Joe because people sing it at me. They don't sing it around me, they sing it at me. And I don't like it. So apparently it had come on, and so I had started sulking over the keg. And my friend comes over and goes like, hey, like this isn't against you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you're right, and kept dancing, I guess. But like, it was just, there's just so much that like I don't remember, and I regretted like not remembering that. Because it was, up until that point, it was like a blast.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then I felt like shit for like all of the next day.
Oh my gosh.
What do you got from Gabe?
I mean, I'll keep it a little brief because we talked about it before, but just like all the shitty professors I've had.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had any, almost dying stories or like, honestly, I've seen more people get injured than like myself. Like, I've seen Joseph fuck up his knee, I've seen Dayton fuck up his face, I've seen Max get hit in the head with a rock. Somehow, I have not gotten hit with shit. Somehow. So I don't have
Let's change that.
Please no. But so I don't have anything like terrible, but I don't know. I've had a handful of bad professors. It just fucking ruins it,
Yeah.
Like my first programming class. He taught programming too, which I dropped to switch majors. He was fucking bad. Like for an intro to class to like get you hooked, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
My cryptography class, fucking awful. That class is like around a 60% drop rate at this point. I don't know. It's really annoying when you pay all this money and you feel like it's not worth it or you haven't learned anything. I had one professor where we just like didn't have class for like the last 4 weeks. She just ran out of material. You know who it is.
What the fuck?
I've had, just all sorts of different bad professors.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating. Some of the classes, like, I honestly don't give two shits about, But at the same time, it's like, wait a second, I'm paying for this,
Mm-hmm.
You want to get something out of it. I just kind of wish that it was a little bit different to where there wasn't so much filler. I understand why, because they want more money. I get it. But, I don't know, I feel like you could focus it more. And that was really fucking frustrating.
Yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with the education system.
Yeah, and it definitely puts a mark on like the whole experience.
Yeah.
I've had some really good classes. I've had like my program in general. Like the people are usually really good, but you get those bad classes, and those are the ones you remember. Sadly,
Yeah.
remember all the bullshit. I've had some weird grading systems. I've had some awful professors. I've had mean professors. I've had professors who don't even know what the fuck they're doing.
Professors who threaten to kill themselves.
Yeah, that happened.
Yep.
Yeah, after bullying a guy like 4 times, he had to get a psych eval.
No. Is he still here?
Yeah, somehow.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That guy's terrible.
Impressive.
But yeah, that just in general. So.
Yeah.
I mean, mine has to be, let's see here. This was winter break 2nd year when I think it was me, Joseph, two friends, no, only one friend from back home. We all got the norovirus.
Oh, yeah.
From eating Steak and Shake.
Oh, that was so bad.
So that if that wasn't miserable enough.
Yeah.
Then a few weeks later, when I was about to, drive back up.
That's right, that's all the same span.
Back up here, like the 9-hour drive, I got kidney stones. So I think in like a week span, I had norovirus and kidney stones, and that was very unpleasant.
I forgot about
Dude.
the norovirus. Wow,
I mean,
that
this
hit
is
hard.
I mean, this isn't the best way possible, but if anyone were to get it, I'd pick you, just because your pain tolerance is like way better than mine. Like I would be in tears.
Oh yeah, dude.
Every
Kidney stones
time
is
I
one of my
piss.
worst fears.
Like I am terrified of the thought of them.
Dude, I fucking pissed one out without any pain meds.
I feel like it'd be
Was
like
that the one in the rest stop?
No, that was in the hospital. When they were trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me because I was like pissing out fruit punch.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I imagine it being like pissing out those BBs you put in what do they call those? The spiky beads in BB guns, pellets. That's the word.
I can guarantee you that those are way smoother than kidney stones.
It just doesn't sound.
It hurt to pee for a long time.
Oh god. I don't like that one bit. Alright, go back to the happy stuff. My next one is very similar to yours, Joseph, which is moving into this house. So I moved in late because I was in New Zealand. You guys all moved in. So I came up that summer.
Got shafted with the room.
Yeah, it's all part of it. I mean, so I came up in the middle of the summer with my mom to just like get furniture and just get all my shit together. And I was up here for a couple days. And that was
I was up there.
Yeah, you were up. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time I'd seen, at least part of you guys since, I'd been gone for a semester.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little bit nervous to see you guys because, like, beforehand we weren't, like, super good friends because I had known you super well. I had, like, weaseled my way into your house. So I was hoping, things were gonna go well. And it was you, Max, Gabe, and
Alan.
But Alan had just left.
Josh was up too, wasn't he?
It was
Josh.
I think it was yeah.
It's basically everyone.
Dayton, Gabe, Max, and Josh at that point.
Most of us were up.
You weren't up yet. I know,
yeah, it was just Cooper and I were the ones that weren't here.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, so I came up, and I saw you guys, I'm like, oh, this is great. And I just remember the next day, we just sat on the porch and ate Little Caesars and drank some beer. Mm-hmm. And goddamn, it felt so good. Like, I was, like, having kind of a shitty summer back home. And I just, like, really needed that, and it was just amazing. Because it was super nice out, and I just, like, got to relax, and it was fantastic. So I still, like, hold that memory.
Summer crew invented that porch sitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pioneered it.
That was fantastic. Yasif.
Well, I would say my other probably top memory would be the other end of my college career, which was this last weekend, our senior barrel.
Mm.
You know, we shotgun beers at 6:30 in the morning with the sunrise. We drank screwdrivers and mimosas. We made brunch. Drank
Breakfast
a lot.
and brunch.
Huh?
Well,
We had
the breakfast was. I mean, that was.
the
We only made 2 meals. All
yeah,
right?
we made 2 meals throughout the day.
Yeah, we had
Brunch.
breakfast and brunch.
No,
It was breakfast and it was brunch and lunch, if anything.
No. That dude, we made it at like 8 a.m.
We didn't start grilling until like 2. That's not brunch.
it's not breakfast and brunch.
Okay, whatever.
Does the
Semantics.
name really matter?
Semantics.
It was breakfast and lunch. Anyway, sorry, continue, Joseph.
Anyway, so yeah, we had 2 kegs of beer and a bunch of our friends, and that was just the best day. Surrounded by my best friends the whole time. Like it was a great day. Got to see one of our friends' parents do a keg stand.
Yikes, dude, that was
That was
intense.
that was
It's
amazing.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just overall a great time. We all got to we made a playlist, and we each got to pick 15 songs, and so it was all music that, you know, we all liked, you know, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, each song had like meant at least a little bit to at least one person.
Yeah.
So it was,
A good portion of them, I'd say, was like not a meme, but like something that we all knew of in the
Yeah.
group,
yeah.
or like had some form of significance within the time that we knew each other,
Mhm.
or like have known each other.
Exactly. So it was just, it was a fun day, and I just thought it was a great way to close out, you know, college career. I think it was the best barrel I could have asked for.
Yeah. It was really fun for me, at least to like cook for everybody.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
and like that's one of my things too. Is like I really like to cook, especially breakfast and like pancakes. For whatever reason, I guess it's because every Sunday morning growing up, my dad would make pancakes or like some sort of
I was
bread.
gonna say that's such a dad thing.
Exactly,
I
and
love
so
making
like
pancakes in the morning.
and so like whenever I make pancakes, I just think of, you know, my dad making pancakes and making the Mickey Mouse pancakes, and he'd make one in the shape of a J for me and like M for
Why didn't you make us any peanuts pancakes?
because I didn't feel like it. And you know again, just surrounded by, you know, just all our friends. It was a great time.
Yeah,
So.
super solid. Good.
The cleanup has not been fun.
No, we'll
We
clean
still
that
have
up.
to do that.
There's still
After this podcast, we're going to the kitchen, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gabe.
So Dane kind of talked about the summer a little bit, so I'll change it a little bit because that summer was fucking awesome. But I think a big part of that was just being able to be outside and just the outdoors, and especially like up here have been fantastic. I have a lot of really great memories doing anything from playing disc golf to playing disc golf in waist deep snow to, you know, mountain biking to I've gone snowboarding more than I could ever ask for.
Yeah.
This is perfect college for that. I don't know, just something about it. The photos will never really capture all of it, but there's a lot of really cool things that I've got to see and I've got to do, and hobbies that I've been able to get into that I don't think I would have in other places. So I always think back that like I was very, very close to going to Michigan State, and I don't regret it for a second that I've gone up here at this point. There's just so many. The nature up here is just so much better than Lansing, like miles better.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck Lansing.
Yeah, I'm not saying Lansing's bad.
Fuck Lansing.
Jacob is.
But I've tried going mountain biking there, and it is fucking trash.
Yeah.
It sucks. But you know.
On a mountain bike a shit ton this summer.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I can't wait. So I don't know. It's just even, you know, in the summer I got like Dayton got me into the mountain biking. That was really neat. We got to go swimming in the portage once. It was crazy. It was actually decent enough weather. But maybe that was a different summer.
We went at the beginning
No.
of last year.
Oh, it was last year.
it was last year.
Okay. But I don't know. I'd be on like hikes and stuff, and the falls always.
That
super
was
cool.
when Jacob was going for another girl that had no interest in him, and he did dumb stuff.
Wait, when we went to the beach?
Yeah, we played volleyball.
That was really fun though. That was a fun day.
That was a blast.
Thankfully, I didn't pull any dumb shit with her. We're still good friends to this day.
Oh yeah, no, we are.
I mean, Joseph tried to pull a similar stunt, so.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. But anyways, the outdoors have been really awesome, and I'm glad that I was able to get outside more than I normally do.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed doing the 2 mountain biking races that I did.
Oh yeah.
Up here. So one of them was a cross country race. I think it was like 12 miles, or was it 20? No, 12 or 24. I can't remember.
It's a big difference.
I don't know. I can't remember the mileage. But I know that it was very grueling. It was just like single track the entire way. And we got to ride through an old copper mine.
This is in Copper Harbor?
No, this is down in like Mass City.
Okay.
And that was Josh. That was really fun. He had to use headlamps to see through the copper mine, which was pretty neat. And then the other one I did with Josh as well, and that was a all day long sort of like scavenger hunt GPS hunt thing that you did on your bikes. And I think we ended up riding just shy of 50 miles that day.
Damn.
That is so much.
It was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I did.
The hammer, which I think is called the crusher now.
Do you think you and Josh could do that today?
I could do it today.
I know.
That's
what I was getting at. Is I don't know if Josh could still do it.
I don't have any qualms about myself doing it, but I don't know. Josh could barely do it then. I forgot what he like ate. Like the days before, he was just like cramping like the entire time. Like any uphill, he would need to stop halfway. And I was just like, Josh, why didn't you prepare better for this?
I do. That does not surprise me at all.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Classic Josh shit.
It's cool though.
All right, I think we have time for one more memory. So let you guys pick if you want to do a good one or a bad one.
Well, you said we should end on a good one.
It's up to you. It's player's choice. All right, I'm gonna do a good one. But my last bad one was with Gabe, with like disappointing classes and professors and stuff. Just like really frustrating how shit's not better than it is, as far as like just structure of classes being bad, professors being bad, just the entire system. There's some shit in there. But my last good one was 2 winters ago, winter third year, broom ball. All right, Dayton was gone off in New Zealand.
Right. We had to replace Dayton with you.
Yeah. And to preface, I'm not very good at broom ball. All right. In fact, I'm one of the worst players on the team. But I try, and I know my place. If we're in a bad spot, I get off the ice.
That's true.
And even in this house, I'm not one of them. I'm not, because you guys play hockey, you guys play mountain biking, whatever. I'm not the best athlete in this household. But we're in playoffs. All right, playing broom ball.
Oh yeah, I remember this.
And it was like the second round, and we're having a close game, and we're getting down to the wire. I'm on the ice for some goddamn reason. I think it was tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tied, and there's like 1 minute left, and we're like we're going. Are we we're going overtime? I don't know. We're moving up and down the ice, so eventually it gets down. We're down like 10 seconds left. I'm running down the left side with our friend Jared on the right wing, and he has the ball. Playmaker. Jared passes it cross court to me. I go for it, and I fall. So like I fall down on my back, and I just swing my broom in a blind rage, and I just nick it, and it goes right in the corner. We win, buzzer beater, and we got him.
Oh yeah, because I was there for that.
Yeah, you're watching. Cause that was after you hurt your knee. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was on crutches.
That was the most euphoric moment I ever had in a sport. Besides like cross country in high school and stuff, but in college.
You should play sports more often.
In college, that was the most euphoric sport I had. I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest athlete in the house. You guys are better than me at like soccer and all that shit. So that felt really goddamn good. That was probably our best room ball years.
3?
As far as placing.
Second year we were undefeated.
Well, we weren't able to play.
We couldn't do playoffs because it was too warm. It was that El Nino year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were the top in our group, I mean,
Well, we were also still on campus.
That's very true.
So we were playing mostly first year.
Yeah, and we had it.
We just walked over them because you don't know what you're doing your first year.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that was awesome. I felt so good, and I was, I don't know, maybe very, very happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, they kind of, Gabe and Jacob both kind of brought up my other bad memories, so I won't spend too much time on it. But long story short, I hit a tree snowboarding, sprained my knee, hurt like a bitch, and I was on crutches for at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe.
Too goddamn long.
Too damn long.
Yeah, snowboard.
In the middle of ski season, so I just lost the entire season with that.
Well, it was just before classes resumed after winter break.
Yeah, it was like the Saturday
I think it
before.
was Saturday.
I drove up early, so I could.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah, so we could go on this trip to Bohemia, and I fucked up my knee, and I'm still bitter about it, but it is what it is, and so that was probably the worst one. But a good note to end on would be similar to my last bad one, which was Winter Carnival 3rd year. My best friend came up, he brought his awesome dog, and like just hanging out with you guys, I think that was probably my favorite Winter Carnival.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I drank half a bottle of Jameson during the all-nighter. That is the best drunk I think I've ever been. And
Yikes.
I enjoyed it. I was on crutches, but you know what? I had a blast.
Dude, that's when Patty was like telling everyone how great their statues were, like super loud.
I think I was doing the same thing.
Yeah. But Patty's voice goes up an octave or two when she gets drunk. It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I remember that's when my girlfriend at the time lived right across the street from campus.
She was home base.
Yeah, so we hung out in her apartment before, and then we'd go out. And yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah, it was
that Winter Carnival.
Yeah, it was.
I know Nick really enjoyed coming up here and seeing that, and of course we had his dog, he was just a puppy at the time.
Very cute.
He'd had him for like a couple months.
Very cute. Yeah.
So very much a small puppy. But yeah.
Little blues.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have like another big bad one, but I'll just do another good one. I think Jacob kind of touched on it, but sports and like intramurals in general are a lot of fun. Lucky that I know people who know people, or like I had enough people that played sports. I played intramural soccer for 3 of the 4. I didn't do it this last year, but that was super fun.
Yeah, because you guys didn't have Cooper to make the team.
Honestly, yeah, he did all the work.
I got picked up by a team though.
Look at you, got drafted.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Drafted in IMs.
But I also got to do floor hockey. I had to try...
Floor hockey was fun.
Which is fun, yeah. It was a fun thing to do. I did actual hockey. Not as good at that because you need to skate for that.
Yeah.
But I got to
I
try
did score
that
1 goal.
Yeah, you did. More than me.
Silver platter.
Silver platter.
It was. And then broomball was... I love broomball. So my second year I was on 2 teams because we were still on campus so we could do both. So me and Cooper were on 2 teams and we had so many fucking games, but super fun. I loved it, and probably one of my best memories being able to score on with Pirate Sheep.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was the alumni tournament, and they're just fucking gods at the game. Like there should be a whole other league for them. They're that good.
Yeah.
And I got the 1 goal against it. We lost 8-1, or 1-8.
Dude, their league is called the championship game.
Yeah. Yeah. They're super good.
People.
They just clap everyone's asses. But me and Jared got to play. I got the 1 goal against them, and it felt so good.
And I mean, granted, by that point they were not.
Yeah.
They were very clearly not going hard against us.
Right.
But which they were fun to play against. We lost 8-1. But we all had a blast.
Right. Yeah, it was just we were having a fun time the whole day, and like our team, I mean, we brought it up before, but we're very easygoing most of the time. Like we'll buckle down when the games are close. But we wear tropical shirts and listen to Hawaiian and tropical themed music while playing in the middle of the fucking winter. Just a really fun time doing that, and just like the camaraderie of the team, super fun.
Yeah.
I like scoring.
Football was awesome.
I think my last major good memory is just spending time up at Montreal Falls.
Mm.
It's a nice place up there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice place to camp. Easy hike in. Yeah.
Are you saying like by yourself or just like with people too? Or?
Oh, with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gone up there by myself.
We were gonna go up this winter, but that never panned out.
Yeah, my sleeping pad wasn't good enough.
Go right now. It's raining.
No thanks. I mean, I remember the first time we went there, the fucking mosquitoes were so bad. That was awful.
Yeah, that was second year.
Yeah, that's when I had the Ion.
Yeah. Stupid ass car.
Yeah. That was, the mosquitoes are so bad. But the falls are super pretty.
Yeah, it's super weird too, because the river takes like 2 90-degree turns. Like, and yeah, like perfectly. Oh, I mean, probably not exactly, but like complete like
Get your
right
protractors
turns.
out.
Like it's so bizarre how it, just does that.
Yeah, that's a really cool place.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
All right, there we go. That was our best and worst memories from Michigan Tech. I don't think any of us regret anything. I would say I do, but I don't probably. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, Dad, probably.
And, like, you learn something from everything.
Yeah.
Unless you don't remember it.
Well,
that is true.
That's Joseph's department.
Or I kind of regret hitting a tree.
I mean, I regret starting out computer science.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I regret crashing my bike, but I don't remember it. So.
Yeah.
Dude, that video is brutal. Oh god, but yeah.
Only we had a video of Joseph hitting that fucking tree.
That hurts so bad.
I thought you were fine. We made you go up again.
No, I wanted to go up again.
Yeah.
I remember you got up and I was like laying like on my stomach and you're like, "You're fine, get up." And I'm like, "Shut up, Dad." You don't know. I was like, "Dude, I'm not fine."
Well, that was our 29th episode. We'll have one more that'll come out right after we graduate. So we'll give you guys the update on what we're going
The show's canceled.
The show's canceled. No, we'll talk about all that stuff next week. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Again, you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And you can follow our social medias on Instagram and Twitter.
On iTunes.
At EWF Podcast. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I gotta piss so bad, dude.
All right.